Okay, hey y'all, it's your girl Mari, and y'all know I'm back with another video on a late night. And it's, what time is it? Can y'all see it? I don't think so, but it's 11:38, and I'm making this video because everybody, like, how can I explain it? Like, everybody was like, what happened to you and blah 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 blah. Well, it's kind of difficult when you dating somebody that's in the military. Like, things begins to go, like, it begins to go left. And my experience, oh, look at my two broke nails. But no, my experience when I was dating, somebody that was in the military, if y'all both is not on the same page, then it's gonna go left regardless of, like, one of y'all can say y'all want this, or not even just one of y'all, but y'all both can say y'all want this, and then later on it's like one of the person like, I don't want that, or this not what I want. And, like, I'm not saying everybody, like, literally everybody doesn't, like, if you dating somebody in the military, it'll work. It may work out. It depends on you and your partner or whatever. But my experience was, it was like, okay, so I'm sorry about that, y'all, but yeah, he was telling me, he was like, it's the 2 months gonna fly by. So I'm like, oh, okay. But deep down inside, I'm like, I'm not feeling this. This 2 months of us not talking. Anything can happen within 2 months. So what I did was it may sound crazy, but I started going on, like, Google, like, typing up, like, what to expect when you dating somebody in the military. Like, I was curious. Like, I was real curious. And they was just, I found on the internet, and they was like, dating somebody that's in the military is very difficult because y'all can't talk like how y'all used to talking, or when you want to see them, they can't just up and just see you, or it was just like different stuff. And it was like, when you go stay with them and they have a party, it gets weird because you don't know what to wear, you don't know how to act, because these they're human, like, they're just like us, but their surroundings is like totally different. It's not like you just go to no regular party and you could just, you vibe, and, like, it's just, you cool, and, like, you can act yourself. So I started doing that. So then after I did look, like, the little research and stuff, I started uh I started going on Instagram. Excuse me, I started going on Instagram, and I started seeing, like, people, like, I noticed down my timeline, it was like people from, like, the Air Force and Army. I'm just like, this is weird. So I'm like, so I followed, a few people from the military. And I remember sliding in a gentleman's, DM. And I was asking him, like, because, well, I'm not gonna say I slid in somebody random DM. Like, it wasn't like that. I actually, back in December, I went to a friend's hotel party that she had, and it was like a few people that was from the Air Force. Was they from? Yeah, they was from the Air Force, and they was like, they've been in the Air Force, like, for a minute, right before my dude, not my dude, but my ex dude went into the military. Well, I think he was in basic training when they was, like, already in, like, tech school or something, or they was already stationed or something like that. So I seen the dude, like, this girl from the Air Force, and I was, I seen him at the hotel. I didn't ask them right then, because I'm like, that's just weird. Like, they don't even know me, and I'm just coming to them asking them questions or whatever. So I so happened, seeing him on Instagram, so I slid in the dude's DM, and I was asking him. I was like, hey, my name, blah blah blah. You don't know me, but I have a few questions regarding, the military life and stuff like that. And he was like, you know, yeah, what's up? I'm all ears. Anything you want to know, I'm here to ask. I mean, I'm here to answer. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, he seemed pretty cool. So I'm asking him like, um, have you ever dated somebody, you know, that's not in the same, like that's not in the military with him? And he was like, yeah, I dated this girl, blah blah blah. He regretted. He regret breaking up with her because, you know, he broke up with her because he thought she was gonna cheat, and this is where I was telling you about the trust come in at. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, whatever. And he was like, why you date somebody that's in the military? I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm new to this, and I just want to know what to expect or whatever, so I can be prepared. And he was telling me, he was like, the first dude was telling me, he was like, he was like, so, well, the main thing that you need to really know is the basic training is not the part that you really need to worry about, because, you know, they can't have their phone, they can't do nothing, they training all day, they waking up early. So I'm like, okay. He was like, the main thing, the big part you're gonna have to worry about is when, you know, he get out of basic training, he go into tech school and stuff, or he, you know, get stationed, because he, like a lot of people, in there turn gay. And I was like, well, you know, I'm not worried about that, because, dude, I'm not worried about that. And then that's when he was like, yeah, but that's it for real. So I had asked another guy, which is one of the other guys that was at the hotel party. I asked him, and I was like, can you tell me, like, how the military thing work? And he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. He was like, a lot of he was like, basic training is not the main thing that you need to worry about, because it's not much they can do. He was like, but a lot of dudes get into tech school, meet, you know, females or whatever, and a lot of them cheat. And I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah. He like, a lot of dudes in there married, they cheat. He like, a lot of them got kids, they don't care. And I'm just like, whoa. Now in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, you know, he know, because he been in here. He been in here for a minute or whatever. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me or whatever. He was like, you welcome. He like, anything else you need to know or want to know? I was like, no, I'm good. So in the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know which one should I believe. Like, should I believe my dude or should I believe this dude? Because, I mean, he been in there longer. And basically, like, my, you know, ex-dude, he was telling me, he was like, well, he know what he want. He know he going in here for this and this and reason and that reason. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, I feel like we should just break up, because you can feel one way now, and by the time you get in there, you feeling a whole different way, and you kicking to the curve. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to be in the mix of that. I'm like, we've been together for too long. And he was like, you just gotta have faith in me, and this and that. So I'm like, okay. So, long story short, he called me. He was calling me during basic training. After basic training, he went to tech school. And I noticed after he came out of basic training, he was acting kind of off. Like, he was acting like not himself. Like, his attitude got worse. Like, he just wasn't putting in no type of effort. I would try to talk to him. He wouldn't put in no type of effort, for real. It was basically like I was living a freaking fairy tale, for real. So after that happened, what did I do? So, you know, he told me, he was like, one of his roommates or somebody that he was cool with, he was like, well, you know, they about to go to they having a hotel party. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I only talked to him that morning. It was like early that morning, and we only talked for like 30 seconds, literally 30 seconds on FaceTime. I didn't hear from him none that day until like later on that night. And I remind you, I'm calling, blowing up his phone. So like the next day, I get a FaceTime call from a female. It's a 216 number. I get a FaceTime call, and she like, you FaceTime so and so, so and so. And I'm like, why? She was like, is that your girl? I mean, she was like, is that your dude? So I thought it was kind of weird, because I'm like, who would know that I'm like literally calling him, like blowing his phone? Like, who would know that? It had to be somebody from that hotel seeing me constantly calling. So I'm like, okay. So now this is where all the like the trust like begins to like fade or whatever. But at the same time, the trust is fading, but I'm still trying to have hope in us. Like everything that me and him talked about before the whole military became an option, I'm still trying to have faith and like believe in what he's saying. So he what did he do? Look at my nails. But no, so he come home for I think about a week and some days, I believe. He got the like he just wasn't trying to see me for real. So I'm just like, you know, the military really changed him. And I'm like, I don't know if it's just me or if he really changed it. And I'm like, I'm confused of what's going here. So you know, me trying to keep our relationship together, continue what we had going on and what we talked about. I'm sitting up here trying to talk to him, tell him like, you know, what's going on? Are you talking to somebody? What? Like, let me know.
Losing interest.
Like, if you're not feeling me, or if something's going on, I want you to talk to me. And I kept trying to get him to talk to me. He wasn't talking to me or nothing. So he finally came to see me. He seen me like a day before he left. I think it was a day. Yeah, it was a day before he left. Everything went smooth. Like, we was happy, we was cool. Like, you know, we was chilling. So I was confused, and then, you know, I was like, I'm hoping to myself, like, he keep this same energy, like, the whole time when he go up to his actual, where they gonna have him stationed at. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, whatever. I'm gonna just ride the wave. He get to where he was stationed at. We was cool. We was cool for, like, when he first moved in or whatever. We was cool. We was chilling. Like, you know, everything was all cool back how it was. Like, we was laughing, talking, stuff like that. He was telling me, like, you know, how it is, where he was stationed at and stuff. Like, everything was just all smooth, calm, and relaxed. There wasn't no worries, no nothing. So then he begins, you told me personally, I feel like if you getting twerked on, baby, that's cheating, period. So he,
so
like, he, what he do? He called me. No, he texted me. He was like, I'm about to go to this party. So I'm like, okay, go ahead. And then, of course, I was being kind of insecure because he was already, you know, acting off. And it was like certain times he had messed with me and sometimes he won't. So I'm like, I'm already confused on, I'm not confused, but I'm like, I was second guessing about this whole him going to a party thing from the last time back when he was in school. Back when he was in school or whatever, what happened with some girl calling my phone. So I'm like, okay, let it go. He go to a party. I ain't hit him up none while he was at the party or nothing. So when he got home, you know, I was talking to him. I think he was drunk or something. Yeah, he was drunk. So, you know, we laughing and stuff. Like, he, you know, talk, like, he being him, like, goofy and stuff. Like, just acting, like, I don't know, I can't explain. Like, he was just acting so good, I should say. Whatever, don't mind that part. But, so, yeah, so I'm like, so he was like, man, he texted me the next day, was like, man, I'm sorry. I'm like, why you sorry? He was like, cause I cracked. He like, my phone cracked. I'm like, oh, how you crack it? He was like, my phone fell out my pocket when this girl, he was like, when I got twerked. When I got twerked on. What? Twerked? What? Okay. I read the message like several times. So I'm like, that's cheating. He was like, that ain't cheating. I'm like, that is cheating. I'm like, A female, listen to this. A female's booty is rubbing against a man's, you know what? That's cheating, my guy. So he's like, man, that's not cheating, that's dancing. That's how I look at it. That's cheating. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. We can argue all day. That's cheating. So, you know, I had a little attitude about it. I felt some type of way. So, you know, me and him, we talked it out. We got past it. So then it started becoming where times like he wouldn't even call. And if I call, he'd be like, I can't talk right now. I'm busy. Okay. You busy.
Yeah, you busy to go to a party.
You busy. So then, after that, now check this out. His schedule got changed, meaning his hours they got longer, I should say. His hours got longer. He started working from this time in the morning to this time at night. So, if you working, just for instance, guys, if y'all working a 12-hour shift, or a 24-hour shift, 11-hour shift, regardless of, if you're tired, you're not about to make time to go to no party, period. You're not, because you're tired. That was an excuse of why he couldn't call me, why he couldn't text me. All this stuff started happening, like, so dating somebody in the military is not easy. I would never say it's easy, because I know it's not. And I'm not just speaking just only from my experience of the simple fact, you know, things didn't go as planned or what me and him talked about. But I'm pretty sure anybody that's dating somebody in the military, it's not easy. I don't care what nobody say. Only way it'll possibly be easy if y'all in the military together. But then I started feeling like, and then it got to the point where I started feeling like I started doing research on the internet again, because I'm, you know, at this point, I'm hurt. Like, at this point, I'm like real hurt, but I'm not showing it. So I'm started doing research. Like, is there a chance that he kept, well, this is what he did. He kept telling me, he said, if you're in the military, you can't, what do you say? You can't be in the same room with another person, or you can't date people you work with. So what I did was I did my research. You can date somebody. If y'all both is in the military, you can date somebody. But you just cannot date somebody. I think it said you cannot date somebody that's on your same level. Or I think that's how I go. I think it's your same level. I'm gonna get back with y'all on that one. I think it's the same. They can't be on like your same level or something like that. And how it goes, if you really not supposed to, but a lot of people do it anyway. And once a person get married, it's nothing that, you know, the people in the military can say about it. Even if you date that person, it's nothing they can say because y'all married. So, with that being said, that's when my insecurities became much higher, because now I feel like he's lying to me. So, things just started going left. Like, the people he was around, just, it changed his whole mindset. And I felt some type of way about it. But anytime any female, male out there that's thinking about dating somebody in the military, really question yourself. Is like, is this what you really want? Or, you know, is this what your partner really wants? Like, y'all have to, like, legit sit down and talk about it. And always prepare yourself for anything that comes your way when you date somebody in the military. And that was my whole thing. I prepared myself for it in the beginning, but in the end, it was like, I was so confused. Like, I couldn't say nothing. And the whole thing about it, like, he lied about it. Like, when I tell you the military changed his whole, character, I should say. Like, everything about him changed. Like, his attitude, the way he talked, like, the way he do certain things. Like, everything changed. Like, it's like I didn't even know this boy. Like, and the crazy part about it, he was lying. Like, he sat up here and he was telling me, like, he was like, oh, we gonna get married. He was like, you know, I'm working on the house for me, for us and our kid. And like, it was just like a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it was just like a whole bunch of stuff that he was saying. And then he had the nerve to FaceTime me with the ring. Well, he kept asking me, like, what's your ring size? What's your ring size? I finally tell him my ring size. He FaceTime me with a ring. And he like, oh, where her ring at? You know, I ain't say nothing about it. And then he kept repeating it. So I'm like, who is her ring? And he got the line like, oh, this my dude's next door. My neighbor's, he about to propose to his girl. But not alone, he about to propose to a girl that he been talking to. That he been avoiding me for, I should say. So he put a ring on her finger. He been lying to me about it. He been telling me, like, we working on us, we doing this and that, but not the whole time he's engaged with a whole nother girl while he's lying to me. So I really felt some type of way about it. So I'm like, you know, like, what? The military changed, like, military change people. Like, they change people. Like, I don't even know how else to explain it. Like, yo, dude can be the sweetest dude ever, and he can go in and come out being a monster. That's how it is. Like, you know, I'm not talking bad about the military people, because not all people go in, you know, not all people go in being the nice person. Yeah, not everybody can go in the military being real nice and coming out being mean. Like, you know, not everybody's like that. I feel like, me personally, if you let that gets to you like that, then that's the person you gonna come out being. Like, that's just how I see it. Like, ladies, if y'all dating somebody, or, you know, have experienced this, then I'm pretty sure y'all know exactly what I'm talking about and how I feel about it. And the only reason why I'm making this video tonight is because I had people DMing me. Like, I really did. I had people DMing me like, oh, what happened to you and so-and-so? Or, y'all was cute, y'all was goals, y'all the reason why I had hope and this and that. Like, but for the truth to be told, I mean, everything look good ain't good. Everything sound good ain't good. So, I mean, I just felt the need to make this video, because I know it's plenty of people, you know, that, you know, dating somebody in the military, or have thought about it, or, you know, like, don't believe the hype, y'all. Don't. I'm not. The only reason I say don't believe the hype is because if you get your hopes up on something, it's like you get slapped in the face. Like, that's not what you're supposed to be getting your hopes up. Like, I can't explain to y'all, but it's plenty of reasons to dating somebody in the military. Like, I'ma say for anybody, like, you have to be built for that stuff. Like, I'm not just talking about joining the military, but, like, you just have to be, like, literally built and prepared for, like, whatever comes at you when you dating somebody in the military. So, I really don't know. Like, this is a video that I'm gonna post, because I haven't posted forever, but I will be posting back like, I want to say daily. I'm gonna be posting, but don't mind me, y'all. Don't mind me tonight, because I made this video like at 11 something, Yeah, look at my broke nail. Ew. But no, I made this video at 11 something. It's like 12:10 midnight. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all have any further, like, any questions, anything, you know what to do. Hit that. Wrong broke nail. But no. No, y'all know what to do. Put in the comments of what y'all want to know about dating in the military, because I'm pretty sure I probably didn't answer all y'all questions or whatever. But I'm just telling y'all from my experience of me dating somebody in the military. Y'all know y'all can smash that like button. Y'all can smash that subscribe button. And y'all can also turn on y'all post notifications. And, you know, if y'all want to see anything else, the link.
Slide in their DMs.
Yeah, y'all can, though. Y'all can slide in them DMs. But I just may upload 2 videos tonight, just because based on how I'm feeling tonight. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I love y'all guys so much. And this will not be the first or the last video y'all will see from your girl Marie, because your girl Marie will be back in. I'll be back tomorrow.